So in the BB&J podcast and, BB Digital Lab in general, something that we talk about a lot is digital marketing. I mean, it's where the digital and BB Digital Lab comes from to begin with. But why is it important? What does it actually mean? And how can you use it for your business, right? That's what we're talking about on today's episode of the BB&J podcast. I'm your host, John Lint, as almost always, and let's get into it. So, to start off, digital marketing is the component of marketing that uses internet and online-based digital technologies such as desktop computers, mobile phones, and other digital media and platforms to promote products and services. In summary, what does that mean? Digital marketing is the kind of marketing that is digital, that is online, that is, through phones and devices. Pretty straightforward. But, we kind of talked about the history of marketing in the past, in past podcasts, but where does it come from? Because that's an important question, and, you kind of have to understand where you came from to understand where you're going, right? So digital marketing started with pretty simple banner ads, what we'd think of more as the interruption marketing or the traditional marketing. Click here, that kind of thing. But what happened critically was in 2008, the amount of traffic online really started skyrocketing. And this was partially as a result of the .com crash and all that, kind of leading to a consolidation of a lot of sites, a lot of search engines. But, in 2008, you really had a time where the digital space, digital platforms started becoming a good place to market, because that's where people started spending more and more time, right? So as we've seen that expansion, we've also seen the expansion of the types of marketing that people do. Because while you started off with the traditional banner ads, site ads, and those are still important, you have new forms of marketing that really only exist because of the digital space. Influencer marketing is a huge part of marketing, very valuable. And it exists because of the digital platform. That level of scalability exists because of the digital space, where you have people whose livelihoods are, building an audience, and then they make money off of promoting products. But what are the two big reasons that cause digital marketing to explode and become what it is today? The first is the level of tracking that you can do, the specificity, right? You can have a better understanding of who is watching this thing than you can with a television or a billboard or, print media. Above all, digital marketing is specific. And as a result of, not having to, you don't have to physically or put up the billboards, you don't have to physically make or print out all the flyers and all that stuff. It's cost effective. I'm not going to say cheap. I'm not going to say inexpensive, because that's not what you should be focused on, right? With marketing, it's not about saving money. It's about making money. So putting in that money gets you very good results. And, in many cases, those results are more substantial than traditional physical marketing, right? That's why people have shifted to the digital space. Are there exceptions? Of course. And should you completely get rid of your physical marketing? No, because it still matters, especially if you're geo-specific. But here's the fact of the matter. Digital marketing, it does a good job. That's really what it comes down to. Cheap, cost effective. And we've been talking about a lot of different marketing terms and subjects in the past few weeks. And here's the thing. Most of them are under digital marketing. There are some that you can use for traditional marketing or the physical marketing, right? So like we talk, for example, or a great example is you can talk about we've talked about like video marketing in the past, right? Well, the video marketing is, you can use the video for like commercials, or you can use video for ads or content branding, put it on your Facebook, put it on your YouTube, put it on Instagram, this, that, and the other, right? So all of these different forms of marketing they're important because they can be applied to physical marketing or digital marketing. And the thing about digital marketing is you can be a lot more specific. That's the whole thing, right? Because a lot of these forms of marketing, it comes to reaching that specific audience, right? Best way to reach your specific audience is through digital marketing. Approaching them on the platforms, which let's be real, they're spending a lot of time on anyways, and targeting these specific demographics in a way that you can't with physical marketing is going to get you good results. So digital marketing in the modern day, it's not an option. I mean, unless you're exclusively catering to Amish people, or I think even Mennonites partially use technology, like they use some degree of technology. Yeah, but like unless you're marketing to Amish people and Mennonites, you need digital marketing. That's just how it is. So if you aren't investing in it now, and it is an investment, and it's going to get a good return, then start. But I'd say the biggest takeaway is just like take a look at what you're doing with your digital marketing, because it is very important. It is your biggest anchor in the digital space with your audience, right? And on that note, I'd like to thank you so much for listening and or watching. I've been enjoying this series of the marketing terms, and I'll definitely try to do a few more. If you have any that you'd like me to get into or define, get into the nitty gritty of, absolutely leave a comment, question, suggestion, whatever it is. But other than that, I'll see you next week.